But yeah, I mean, we've got several things to talk about. I mean, I think we wrapped up that prediction segment, but speaking of hitting our stride, we got him.
David Sanders, baby.
We got him, ladies and gentlemen. The number 1 offensive tackle in the nation, number 3 overall recruit, David Sanders. He's coming to Tennessee. Very much a big family man. If y'all haven't watched his pick segment or pick whatever, his Instagram live when he was making his pick, that was pretty rough. Like, he had the tier works going, the waterworks. It was crazy.
Hey,
but
I'm not gonna lie, it almost had me.
That's what I'm saying, man. I mean, he thanked everybody. Definitely a family man. You can understand why I think him and Josh Heupel gelled very well, because they obviously prioritize the same things in life. And it was really cool to see that. And David Sanders coming home gave us a boost in the recruiting class, as your Vols are now sitting in 6th overall in both the On3 and 247 rankings, which is the two I only care. I really only care about On3, but yeah. But that was the big recruiting news from Saturday.
Yeah, and David Sanders afterwards, he said they've been on top. That Tennessee's been on top for a very long time. Coach Heupel and that coaching staff, they've done an amazing job for me and my family. And I think he also said after that, it was the family environment that sold me on Tennessee.
100%. Tennessee Football 247 does agree with you, actually. So thank you for making me look bad. Tennessee Football 247. Says, I can't stand Georgia, but I have them going 12-0. Y'all are pocket Georgia fans. Screw you guys. What did you do? Marry a wife that's a Georgia fan? Like, how could you, dude?
Actually, she's a Vanderbilt fan. So
well, that's understandable. Vandy boys. Anchor down. I mean, that is kind of like our hometown college, bro. Like, let's be honest. We grew up 45 minutes south of there. But still, I don't know. That's crazy.
Yeah. But, we do have some more recruiting news, and, a shout out to your mom, Misty, for this one, tagging us in it on Facebook. Do you have the post to pull up there?
Is this it?
That's it.
Boom. For anybody watching, this is, or not watching, I guess, 4-star linebacker Jaden Harmon, 2025, committed to Alabama, but has since flipped to Tennessee. Yes, you heard that right. Alabama commit flipping to Tennessee. The linebacker from Rowan, Georgia is ranked as a top 130 player in the class of 2025, the 13th overall linebacker in the country according to On3 rankings. Harmon had been committed to the I was about to say crime, Crimson Tide since April, and he has now since changed his mind, and he is now on Rocky Top. Ladies and gentlemen, that's where I'm really excited about where we are as a team and where we are as a program. When's the last time we've had a meaningful recruit flip his commitment from a team like Alabama, a team like Georgia, to Tennessee? I can't tell you. I mean, it happens so often where we have a player and we lose them to those, teams like that. I mean, but to finally get one back from them, that's huge, man. And a big linebacker pickup, we need it. We need the depth in the linebacker room. I mean, we're playing true sophomores right now in the linebacker spot. Think of Arion Carter. Now, I think he deserves it. Don't get me wrong. Who we got behind him? T-Lander? We talked about it, obviously, in the preview. But a guy like I'm blanking. Come on. Not Keenan Peely because he's a starter. Who's the other kid? Not Herring because he left. I don't know. I'm blanking. Holy crap. I'm so sorry, guys.
So you mentioned Jeremiah T-Lander.
Yeah. There's another one that I'm really high on. I've got him right here. Hold on. High on him, but I don't know his name. Jalen Smith. Caleb Perry. God dang it.
Yeah.
Caleb Perry, dude. So lock in, bro. Lock in. Okay. But anyways, really, really need the depth there at linebacker. Really excited about the pickup there. And but that's not even all the news, is it?
No.
There
should be more there.
Well, this ain't really recruiting news, but Hendon Hooker got his first touchdown in the NFL. Which I was pretty excited about. The
Lions back.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty excited about that. That is pretty awesome news. And to see him do it the way he did it shows me that he's not really worried about that knee right now. I mean, that kid is just making plays. So who knows? Now, he's not going to get the starting job away, but does he get traded to a starting spot? I'm really intrigued to see that, and would literally wish nothing more than for that to happen.
Yeah, and Joe Milton didn't have his best performance in the preseason game, but when you look at it, there was also some plays that should have been made that his receivers didn't make.
100%. The
I mean,
story of Joe Milton's life.
Yes, I mean he had a 2-for-7 night, but it was a lot better performance than what actually showed up in the stat sheet.
100%. Just to kind of recap from Hayes Fawcett, the last 4 weeks, the Vols have landed Fajon Brandon, the number 1 quarterback in the class of 26, David Sanders Jr., the number 1 offensive tackle in the class of 25, Lagonza Hayward, number 4 safety in the class of 2025. Carson Sneed, the number 9 tight end in the class of 2026, also flipped Deshaun Brame, the number 3 tight end from Oregon, and Jaden Harmon from Alabama. Guys, we just flipped 2 guys from your preseason top 5 schools in the nation. That's pretty good. That's pretty solid. I mean, we're cooking. All right, like that is a guy that we kind of doubted would he be able to recruit in the SEC, and I think we can agree. He's doing pretty daggum solid. But anyways, I think that's all the news I got. I'm sure there's more going on, but what you got?
Well, let's look at some professional baseball players, because one guy that we have yet to mention during
Jordan Beck.
Well, Jordan Beck made his return and robbed a home run, as well as got an RBI single, I believe, in one of his games. But guy I really want to talk about, Chase Dolander, man. Chase Dolander has been absolutely showing out. See, I've got his stats right here. He got moved up to Double-A. In his 5 starts in Double-A, he has a 1.37 ERA with 28 strikeouts over 26 and a third innings pitched. For this season, over multiple levels, he has a 2.43 ERA, 96 and a third innings pitched with 139 strikeouts.
Oh, we cooking.
Yeah, and I believe I saw that he's like the number 23rd ranked player in the MLB Futures rankings. So he's going to be in the big leagues pretty soon.
I do feel like the path for a pitcher is a little bit quicker, especially when you're throwing gas like that. But a guy that I think should be in the big leagues already, and I don't even know why he's not, obviously, is Christian Moore. We talked about him last week. I mean, how is he still in Double-A? I don't know. But whatever. We'll keep following it. He's still hitting bombs, so don't worry about that. I think he had like 7 bombs in his first 9 games, which is insane. But
yeah, I think he's played 12 games now, and he's got 7 games with multi-hit games.
He's lining it up, dude. No surprise, though. I mean, in my opinion, I know Christian Moore had a bomber of a senior year. I guess it was technically his junior year. But I felt like it was true. Like, I don't feel like it was made up. I don't think he was just having a special, fairy tale season. He's backing it up right now in the pros. And honestly, the way the SEC has been competitive in baseball lately, I think it's kind of safe to say that maybe he was facing some of tougher competition in college than maybe what he's facing right now in pro level ball. I don't know. That's probably a stretch to say that, but with how many different leagues and teams there are in professional baseball, I would venture to say, especially now with the NIL rules, that some of your better players, like, let's be honest, Tony Vitello has been able to do that and pull some of those draft picks back out of the pro ranks to let them play a year or 2 in college ball to kind of develop and whatnot. But there's something you just can't take away from playing college ball when you know you're going to have a stadium full of 8,000. Obviously, at Lindsey Nelson's probably going to be closer to 6, but we are getting some upgrades than to go play some single-A, double-A baseball when you may have hundreds of folks in the stands. You know what I mean? Like, it's just a completely different feel, completely different competitive, zone there. But anyway, Vols time. That pilot money is already working. You're right, man. What a deal that was. We haven't talked about that. Pilot made a deal with Neyland Stadium. At some point, obviously, it's been in the back of their minds that when there's a new sponsorship deal, just like with Thompson Boling Arena, is there going to be a name change to Neyland? Well, Pilot did this awesome deal where it's just preserved by Pilot. They preserved the name of Neyland Stadium as they should. There's no way they should have done the deal to change Neyland Stadium, especially to a grocery company like Kroger. but they didn't. They made an awesome deal. It is now Neyland Stadium, Shields Walking Field, preserved by Pilot. Pilot will be on the field. That's going to be a little bit, to get used to. But in my opinion, that's nothing. Like, I'm totally fine with it. You only see it when they're in the red zone, so whatever. It's kind of the same as the SEC logos, right? Like, you have the SEC logos, and then opposite of it's going to be the Pilot logos, I think.
Yeah, you're right on that, and I love it.
Yeah, preserved by Pilot.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that Pilot was their number one thing was, we're not taking away Neyland Stadium, we're not taking away Shield Watkins Field. We want to preserve it. That was above and beyond what anything that we could have hoped for.
Yep. 100%. Dude, that's all I got, brother. I'm out of notes. You got anything else to finish up the show?
So I do have, because guys, we've got football this week, man. And not just college football, week 0. We've got some high school football as well. I was actually trying to write down in the last little bit some different games, because you've got some local games here in Middle Tennessee. Richland is facing off against Lincoln County at Lincoln County this Friday night. Giles County going to Page. Page has been a powerhouse football team the past few years. Yeah. That is going to be a huge game. Cornersville facing off against Webb School. All of those games are on the road for our local teams. Big game in Knoxville, as you've got Fulton versus Knox Central Friday night. On Saturday, an absolute banger of a game. You've got West versus Bearden, man. That is going to be a huge game going forward. I was also trying to look up some of the Tennessee commits. If anybody wanted to go check them out playing, George McIntyre and Brentwood Academy facing off against CPA on Friday night. And I forgot to mention the West Bearden game. That is on Saturday, not Friday. So Saturday game for West and Bearden, but Brentwood Academy and CPA, you can see George McIntyre play on Friday night. Also, for those in the West Tennessee area, Cordova is facing off against Sheffield. You can watch Redarius Jackson play. I was trying to look for Ethan Utley. I don't know if Innsworth plays Friday night. I have not been able to find a game for them. But lots of football, high school football being played this Friday night. If you want to go out and watch some of your local teams, you can absolutely do it. There's many more games on the schedule that you can look for as well.
Did you see our wide receiver commit Travis Smith, by the way? 6A Georgia high school football, and this dude pulls up. That is not what I got. That's hiding. I'm so sorry. That was your screen. 1 second. I'll pull it up. Just fumble the bag there for a second. But look at this. 9 receptions, 267 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And George McIntyre's the very first comment says different. I mean, how is he not a 5-star? Look at that. Get that man his 5th star, dude. Like, I tell you what, for the season opener, that's a heck of a stat line, brother, from a wide receiver playing some 6A ball. He's not playing the little guy. He's playing the top competition in Georgia, and he's putting up stats like that. That's pretty insane.
Yeah, and another game I want to highlight. McMinn Central is traveling to Bradley Central on Thursday night this week. Tennessee does not have a commit there, but there is a guy on X that plays for McMinn Central. He's been following us closely. I've talked to him a few times. I'd love to get him on the show at some point. Camden Goforth. If you haven't heard of him, look at some of his huddle film. He is the number 4 ranked offensive lineman for the 2026 class in the state of Tennessee right now. He's got a lot of hype around him right now. He's just now starting to get noticed by some of the bigger schools. I've talked to him. He said Tennessee is not one of those yet, but I promise you, if he keeps improving the way that he has, Tennessee is going to be looking at him at some point. He's a fantastic player. Like I said, his huddle film is just absolutely insane. You want to talk about a guy that plays through the whistle, man, he's almost playing to that second whistle, man. I mean, he's He's an unbelievable player. So
100%. We'll definitely keep our eyes open for that.